It's Underscore, and this week my co-host Nickell kicks off the holidays with a music-themed episode that meshes nostalgia with good vibes and geeky memories. So get cozy, get festive, and settle in with your time pals. Nickell's calling it More Than a Feeling, or the music that touched us in all the right places.
We ready? My initial idea was to do like a feel-good Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving episode, and we talk about all the warm feelings that like Bob's Burgers like gave us, like their Thanksgiving episodes. Kind of a lot like how we were trying to do spooky, Treehouse of Horrors with The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then
Dom fucked that up because he didn't watch The Simpsons.
No. Listen, not Dom's fault. So I was watching all of the Bob's Burgers ones, and I realized, Jesus Christ, these are all heartbreaking. Poor Bob, his heart was breaking. Like in all of these episodes, all he wants to do is make a good Thanksgiving dinner. Anyway, that wasn't. It turned out it wasn't feel good.
Well, not to interject, but Nickell and I discussed it briefly, and we were like, "This is a good idea." And then, like, the Thanksgiving is the day where he doesn't have to cook hamburgers. This is going to be great. You know what I mean? It's going to mean something, and he's absolutely right. Like every episode is how everything fails him, and he's disappointed because that's his only day of the year where he doesn't have to make a goddamn hamburger.
Right.
So, yeah.
But also, I was surprised when I looked at the list of actual Thanksgiving-themed episodes for Bob's Burgers. I was like, there's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. No, they're good episodes. If you have never seen them,
I was surprised. Most of the time, you don't see a show do like a Thanksgiving one every single season.
Well, I mean, they don't do it every single season, especially like at the beginning of it. Anyway, but yeah, they realized like, oh, nobody does Thanksgiving episodes, so let's do one. But we're gonna do it Bob's Burgers style, and it was always disappointing and heartbreaking. And I was like, this does not feel good at all. But I wanted to do a feel-good episode. So I decided to do music. Music is what I decided to do. Music has been conveying and evoking emotions since the beginning of time. There's an infinite amount of types of music, and equally infinite amount of emotions to be had. And I think no matter who you are, music touches us all. So I wanted to share with the Time Pals and have them share with me the artists or albums or songs or music in general that we are just most thankful for or that mean the most to us. So, I guess with that being said, I'm just gonna keep talking and get my stuff out of the way first, and then I'll let you guys talk. I'm not usually one to be like, I liked it before it was cool, but I am gonna start with Smash Mouth.
Before it was cool,
specifically.
Was that after Shrek?
Yeah, it was before Shrek.
Before.
Okay. All right. Hear me out.
Walking on the Sun was the one.
No.
Big one?
Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Before Shrek made All-Star, like overplayed to a sickening amount, like it was a good song on Live 105. Okay? It was originally made for the soundtrack of Mystery Men.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
movie.
it was originally made to be like one of the songs on the soundtrack of Mystery Men
That makes way more sense.
way back in 1999. Okay.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
But another movie that came out in 1999 was The Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
Okay, now follow me here.
I gotcha.
You know, and I saw that movie in the theaters. Like, we bought a ticket to like a PG-13 movie, right? And then snuck into Blair Witch Project and saw that, and that movie scared the shit out of me for, I'm not even joking, a solid few months. Like, I couldn't sleep. Around that same time, I had bought the Astro Lounge CD, which was the album that All Star was on. Okay. And I started listening to that album to help me go to sleep and quell my nightmares. I'm not, you guys can laugh. You guys can, yes, yes. I was fucking scared shitless of that movie.
Say this. Blair Witch was really good. I know it was one of those things where when it came out, it tricked everybody, and then they had that natural reaction where once you found out it was fake, everybody's like, "Oh, Blair Witch sucked." Blair Witch did not suck. Blair Witch was a great movie.
That was ahead of its time.
I have not seen it, so I don't know.
But all I'm saying is that, like, I don't care if you guys fucking laugh at me. I don't care who laughs at me.
No, it's that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just
we're laughing at the incident around it.
I had legitimate nightmares for like weeks to months over the summer when that movie came out. And for real, the only thing that like helped me get to sleep was Smash Mouth's Astro Lounge.
I'm sorry. In my head, I'm picturing things. What was that set? What was that SNL sketch with Al Franken where he's like, "I am good enough," and gosh darn it, I just picture Chris like you're getting ready for bed, you're brushing your teeth, and you're like, "I am an all-star. Thank you, Steve." Just like talking yourself up to relax from it. I would have been way worse off than you having seen that movie. Like it would have been the rest of my life. I would have been paralyzed in fear.
Anyway, I am going to move past John making fun of my trauma.
Oh.
I'm going to move past that because I shared my trauma with you guys and with the public, all of our 50 listeners.
The dozens and dozens that show up for
dozens and dozens of them. And I have no shame in that.
No, by no means should you have shame about it.
Now, that being said, Shrek did fucking overplay and ruin the band. Okay. Yeah. Like
it did. I didn't realize that was I'd completely forgotten it was part of Mystery Men. Like in my head it was Shrek, but even then,
yeah, it was.
I don't even. I remember that. I'm a Believer comes into my head first before All Star for Shrek for some reason from them. Even though All Star is like it's the way bigger song, but that cover of I'm a Believer for some odd reason.
Well,
I think of Smash Mouth and Shrek.
I think that one might have been Shrek 1 and maybe All Star was Shrek 2, or they used them both for Shrek 1. I can't remember. But definitely All Star was originally made for Mystery Men.
Interesting.
Nice.
Cool.
Today
Weren't they
I
also
learned.
in Rat Race, Mike? At the end of Rat Race, weren't they also like right at the end?
Was it in Rat Race? I feel like we
2001
discussed
comedy
Rat
film
Race
Rat Race. The
a
band
year
Smash
ago.
Mouth makes a memorable appearance during the climactic ending.
I
Yep.
don't remember. I remember the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Rat Race.
Hey man,
Rat
it
Race
was
song All-Star exclusive film recording.
it was the late '90s, early 2000s. Smash Mouth was
Everybody
everywhere.
was slapping it in there.
Yeah, it's
Smash Mouth was the Taylor
It's-
Swift of the 90s.
No.
it's not like Mike was talking about Rat Race a few episodes ago.
Yeah, a few. About a
few.
year ago.
Forgot about that part.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Good old Rat Race.
Oh, have I been exposed? Have I not been the Rat Race connoisseur that I thought I was?
Right.
So definitely the next one and very most important one for me is Cake.
Right.
Yes.
Not the dessert, the band. Right.
Oh, good, because one
there's
of
a
them I
band?
can't deal
What?
with the diabetes.
Right. Yeah. No.
Must have been
So
before my time.
Everything.
Formed
is
in
before your
1991.
time.
Yep, I wasn't born
Yeah,
yet.
not even
Hold
born.
on, do you
No,
really not
sorry.
know the band Cake it, Dom?
No
No.
idea.
Don't
Nope.
act surprised.
I wa-
Their biggest hits were before he was born.
So, Dom, do you know who the Rolling Stones are?
I've heard of the name. I don't listen to them.
my God.
I'm sorry. I've just
Right.
Nickell. Hopefully he can gain some exposure from your. Teach him the cake, Nickell. Teach him the cake.
Yeah,
All
cake
right.
is good.
Okay. So, all right. I'm going to change my tone now.
From sad to rage.
No. No. It's going to be less about like, talking in general and me more educating. So,
Okay.
so Dom, back in the day, like, early 90s, there was a song. There was a song that I fell in love with when I listened to Live 105. Do you know what the radio is?
Yes, I am familiar with it in my car.
Okay. So, there was a station out here, Live 105, 105.3, okay? They would play music. It was rock alternative, okay? And there was a song called The Distance. Okay. And it was one of the first songs I fell in love with on the radio. And do you know what a mixtape is?
Never got to use them, but yes, I know of them.
You know of them. You've heard of them in
As-
history books and things like that.
Yeah,
You
in
exist when people burn
museums.
CDs, or was that already over for you?
Oh no, that was I burned CDs. Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
it was like a burnt CD, except you had to have a blank cassette tape in the radio or like in your stereo. And then when the song came on the radio, you had to hit record, okay?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's how you stole music back in the day.
Yeah, that's how you pirated music. All right. Anyway,
I'm listening to it right now. Is this guy trying to be a rapper or something?
ooh.
Oh, don't start it.
We got work to
Damn
do
it.
on this.
Nickell was actually getting his shit out. Dom, somebody mute
Yeah,
Dom.
sorry. Not my kind
No,
of music.
no.
Sorry.
Hey, Dom, just listen. Dom, just listen to my spiel, okay?
Okay.
By the end of it, you might find that maybe there's some cake in your life. Like, first of all, I feel like they're criminally underrated, like tragically underrated. It was one of the first CDs I bought, Fashion Nugget. Okay.
Excellent CD.
I walked out of a job to go see Cake for free that same day.
Wow.
Like,
Good job.
Did you change him? It doesn't know old people music. God damn it, Tom. I
they
guarantee you've heard
no,
the distant.
like they were. I don't know. It was like my introduction to like good, what I thought was like good, not eccentric, but like unique music, right?
Sure.
It wasn't
Yeah.
fucking.
Okay.
It wasn't fucking Metallica. It wasn't
Right.
fucking pop.
Right.
They were hipsters. Okay, got it.
No, I don't think they were hipsters. They had big
No.
band stuff with them. You could hear horns and
You
stuff.
got,
That's not hipster music.
you got
Hmm.
trumpets
They
and
weren't quite alternative. They weren't quite ska.
Yeah.
They weren't
They were
quite.
like this mix. I guess so. If you've never heard the Distance, Dom, listen to their cover of "I Will Survive."
yeah.
It's both hilarious.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's a
They
really good one.
they make some of the best fucking covers that
Not
you'll
the other
hear.
I Will Survive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
They have a cover of Guitar Man, which is really like honestly better than the original. But like this is a band that I can't explain to you guys. If you're not a fan of them, then I can't explain them to you. Like it's fine. You're not hopeless. There's still hope. Give them time. But regardless, like this is a band where, like I said, I remember cruising around with my buddy like senior year of high school. I was smoking clove cigarettes, being hella cool, listening
Oh my God,
to
clove
Cake.
cigarettes.
Yeah. And
Black cloves in a lighter every fucking night.
and just I loved the band, and I walked out of a job to go see them for free. God, I mean, I saw them at the Fillmore with my girlfriend at the time, and I don't want to say I wept, but I definitely cried. Because I kind of had this feeling that like this was the girl I was gonna marry. And if you're not familiar with their music, Dom, there's a song called "Girl in a Short Skirt and a Long Jacket,"
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And that's kind of what my girlfriend's outfits were at the time, like short skirt and long jacket.
I just want to say that I love that Nickell's love of Cake, the band, rivals my love of Cake, the food. It makes me happy.
You can't choose your favorite band by how you got your diabetes.
As long as that DJ Steve doesn't throw cake at us, I'm sure we'll be okay.
Oh, Aoki?
What? DJ Steve. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Aoki?
Aoki.
Yeah, Aoki.
Fucking white ass dumb son of a bitch.
Isn't he very Asian and not white? Anyway, what's your third? What's your next one, Nickell?
Oh, is it still my turn?
Yes.
Oh, I was. Well,
Oh yeah, are we doing 3, or do you want to pass it around and then come back, or?
I mean, I wasn't even really done with the.
Oh well, then keep going on
second-
Cake.
They're tragically underrated.
Agreed.
Now I'm done.
That is one thing I will vehemently agree with you on, is that they are tragically underrated. Do they still tour?
I don't know. You
I
could
don't
probably look it up online.
I'd be curious. Yeah, okay, they do. I don't know why I had it in my head that they broke up like, a lot of alternative bands of the time did. But that makes me happy that they're still together and touring. Apparently they're just skipping us, though. They're going to Oregon and Washington and then just fucking off to Alaska. like suck a dick, California.
The 1990s.
If you're a Gen X or even a Zennial, the music raised us. Join me, Naomi Carmack, on a trip back to visit your favorite artists of the decade on the Dope Nostalgia podcast. I talk with the hitmakers and discuss their biggest hits and catch up on where they are now. We also talk about the big stars with friends and experts. Dope Nostalgia. Listen today on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever podcasts are served.
Maybe you guys could travel to Oregon, if you really want to see them.
Good. Why don't you go, Dom?
Okay, perfect time for me to go. I don't know. When it comes to music, for me, I have a very wide range. It's really hard when anyone asks me, like, "Oh, what's your favorite song and what's your favorite genre of music?" And it's like, well, whatever sounds great and whatever I like, I put it on my list of music to listen to. And so, I mean, if I had like an all-time favorite that I listened to religiously, it would have to be Sabaton, a Swedish heavy metal band.
That's fucking stupid.
Hear it. But yeah, I just love like 90% of the music, all their albums. Just great to listen to, work out in the gym with. But if you guys, at the very least, should look up the lyrics to like each of their songs, because each one tells like an interesting story, either about a battle or a person and what heroic thing that they did. So it's kind of crazy that they turn this stuff into actual music that you could just listen to on its own. But when you actually delve into each song and what the history is, they do even have some music videos that actually go more in depth and tell you more about each person.
That's the one where you played it for us, where it was like a military march, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
That was really interesting. I actually should have listened to more of it. That was pretty cool. Something about Diamond Dogs, right? Or
Devil Dogs.
Devil Dogs.
You were close.
Diamond Dogs is David Bowie.
Yeah. All-time favorite song, Devil Dogs, at least until they come out with a new album. And then there'll probably be another new song.
For sure.
But,
for sure.
Yeah, they mean a lot to me because, gosh, it's kind of crazy how I just stumbled across them with Pandora. I don't know if you guys still use Pandora even.
I didn't know it was still around, but
right. And I just rarely would use it, but sometimes if I was playing some video game and just wanted music in the background, I just hop on Pandora and just listen to random music.
Right.
And the song Union from Sabaton came on and I'm like, this is a pretty good song. And so I like saved it and then I listened to more of their music. And this was 2010, 2011. And then just started collecting all their albums and all their songs.
Nice.
So you can almost say like they've been around for a good chunk of my life.
Have you seen them live? Like, how do they do it? Like
Yes, at the Fox Theater in Oakland.
No way.
And that one was kind of funny because that was Laura just suddenly asked me like, "Oh, have you gone to one of their concerts?" And I'm like, "Well, last time I checked, they were mostly just touring in Europe,
yeah,
because they're from Sweden." And then she's like, "Well, see if they're coming to the U.S." And when I looked, it was like 2 months out. Oh, they're coming to the Oakland Fox Theater, and it was only like $50 per ticket. So
you took your Colombian wife to see a Swedish military band. What did she think of it? Seriously?
Well, when we got in there, she was like, "Yeah, this is normally not a place I would go to, but she was just more fascinated by that they have like that mosh pit like in front of the stage and everyone's just running around in circles, shouldering each other, like practically tackling each other. And we're just looking at it like, yeah, this is a typical thing at these kind of concerts. But yeah,
dude, that's
I didn't jump into that. I didn't want to get hurt.
Yeah. Interesting, because like you want to talk about a clash of worlds, right? Like, I think it's cool, but it's also very much from the little I've heard of it, it's like very aggressive and stuff. I never really pictured her being into that kind of stuff. You, on the other hand, yes, I do.
I didn't think I was too aggressive, but I think it's just the Swedish side of me. I'm half Swedish, and so now it's like, oh, I guess it makes sense. Swedish people are just into heavy metal.
You know what? I will say this: having ridden a car with you multiple times, you play a lot of soundtracks, and that is definitely a soundtrack you would play if you were going to go conquer a country, for sure.
Of course. Well, I had 3, so I'm just going to pick one of these 2. It was going to be Hans Zimmer, but which, Chris, I'm sure you know all about Hans Zimmer because, of course, you watched the Simpsons movie, right?
Well, I know all about Hans Zimmer because I'm also a classical fan.
Oh, but you, of course, knew he was the composer for the Simpsons movie. You knew that, right? Right?
It's not Danny Elfman. You figure it'd be all Danny Elfman.
No, but I looked it up. Hans Zimmer Simpsons movie.
Really? Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So actually, I'll pick a band called Two Steps from Hell. Have you guys heard of them?
No.
Nope.
No? Well, I'm sure you've at least heard some of their music because it's usually featured in like movies or video game trailers.
Huh. Do you have an example?
Let's see. There was Heart of Courage, which was in the Mass Effect 2 launch trailer. They had Protectors of the Earth for Mass Effect 3. How do I say? Like their music is something you can think of like a scene, like whatever just kind of pops in your head as the music's playing. That's what I really like about Two Steps from Hell. Yeah, they definitely listened to a lot of them when I was like in high school, which had a lot of ups and downs. And I don't know, whenever I just listened to Two Steps from Hell, there was always like at least a song I could turn to and just listen, whether it was emotional stuff going on with the breaking up with a girlfriend or something more triumphant or something. Like, was it, damn it, can't think of it right now, but yeah, they've just got so many different songs that are just great to listen to. And specifically one of them, Outpost, I have this whole action scene in my head. Every time I listen to it, it plays out. One of these days, I'd love to do like a storyboard or use like the Unreal Engine and like create like a mini movie or a short film or something and just have that scene play out for once.
That'd be cool,
and
man.
Use that song.
I'm looking at these. I've never heard of them in my life. Featured in
guarantee
over
you,
1,000
you'll
movie trailers, Olympic ceremonies, major ads, the Avengers Endgame trailers, Aquaman. Like, they're everywhere.
Yeah, like I said, you've probably heard their music when you listen to them, and you're like, wait, I know I've heard this from some movie or game trailer somewhere.
And that's not even counting the actual albums that they've. Well, I mean, that probably is counting that, but it's just the music gets used so often.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm not even sure if it's because they must work with some other composers, and then I don't know if it's the composers make the music and Two Steps is just the producer that just
it looks like they're a
them.
production company.
I think so.
So they probably bring other people in, but I bet you like the two people have like a big like play. I know that
when they release an album, usually I'll see one composer on there, and then shortly after they'll release some other new album and it has somebody else on it. So that's what I kind of figured. They were just the producer or publisher basically. And they just bring in some composer to make them some cool music.
That's cool.
And they must be doing well if all their music keeps showing up in movie and video game trailers.
John, you want to go next?
Sure.
Mike just started his notes.
Yeah.
No. I'm looking up a pronunciation of something.
Oh.
No, let me bring up my note sheet. so I was kind of mixed between artists and albums and stuff like that. So, um, weirdly enough, when I was a kid, I wasn't like, this music means a lot to me. It makes me feel this thing. Like I'm just like, I just want to listen to music and just headbang and like enjoy it and just kind of go nuts. It wasn't like oh, I have any specific feelings or other. But like as I got older, that changed. But one of the kind of the big ones for me that has been a lifelong album and artist love, but the album mainly in this case is Dookie by Green Day.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh,
I That was one of the first 2 CDs I ever received in my life. The second one being Magical Mystery Tour. Um, and like I slapped Dookie into my CD player, and that was the reason why I burned through so many batteries. And to this day, I still will say that it is one of the top albums that is good front to back.
Right.
Like there might like some songs might be, significantly better, but in my head, they're all like my favorite song of the album isn't even any of the hit songs. It's the first song. Right when you start that album, it just goes straight into to Burnout, and that just like sets the tone of the entire album for me. And so I will almost always go back and play that. Like if I'm like, oh, what do I want to listen to right now? It's kind of like I want to say like a filler song like album, but it's something that I always love and enjoy listening to while I'm maybe figuring things out, definitely in like when I'm driving and things like that. But it's an album that I'll listen to just me,
Right.
like just by myself. And I never seen them my entire life. I'd never seen them live until last year. Or was it 2 years ago when they were in the city last year? And like that was probably the best concert I'd ever been to in my life. And I was really happy. Actually, shit, let me find. As I was leaving um, the baseball stadium, a fleet of the SUVs for the artists showed up and started driving off, and Trey Cool, the drummer, was hanging out of one of the cars
No
and like
way.
waving at everybody, and he threw me his pink wristband
Oh, get out of here.
from the show. So like that was like one of those like holy shit moments. First time I ever got to see them, and got the cool wristband from them. That was pretty awesome. And so that's definitely like one of my top albums, and also top bands of all time. I will always love Green Day. Even their albums that people are like, oh, they're weird, or for some odd reason people are like they're woke now. I'm like, I mean,
They've always been like that,
I was
though.
like, it's punk music, isn't
Yeah.
that kind of like? But I think it all happened around what's it called? American Idiot. And people are like, oh my god, political punk music. What the fuck is this? Like, do you not?
Yeah, but then, like, they had, like, that other what was it, Warning, where they had Minority and stuff on? They've always done
Yeah,
stuff like that.
they have, and just people, but because people see it on MTV, they don't read the subtext of it, and they're just like, oh, it's cool, it's punk music, it's rock and roll. Who? And whatever. The second one that I have is another band that I'm finally going to get to see live next year. I thought my opportunity was missed because they said they retired when the drummer passed, and that is Rush.
Right.
Rush has been one of my favorite bands of all time. I think the first song I ever heard from them was the entire 20-ish minute version of 2112. And
20 minutes?
yes,
Version
off of the actual record album.
Dom listens to soundtracks. That shit is long.
Yeah, it's one song. I mean, that's why there's only like 5 songs on that album, because one of them was 20 minutes. And they like for other release, they appended it to like 7.5 minutes to just cover the parts that were the two songs that were on there, which was like a Overture and Temple of Syrinx combined to make that one song.
Right.
And that was the first band that I heard, and I think it's because I wasn't fully familiar with some of the stuff that like Queen did, where I was like, holy shit, this is like the musical version of what like a sci-fi show or movie would be, like a Battlestar Galactica, like this epic space sound. Like they made a song version of that, and I was just wowed. And it was the first time I heard a super long song like that too, I think. I don't think anybody else in my family was really into them. I'm sure my mom knew about them, but she like got me into things like the Rolling Stones and Skinner and Santana and all of that stuff. But it was my uncle, who, even though he maybe didn't listen to them a lot, like he knew all the other bands like Rush and Iron Maiden and all of that stuff. So I would ask him about that stuff, and yeah, now, I mean, I listen to Rush all the time. It doesn't give me any sort of feelings other than like the nostalgia of like falling more and more in love with sci-fi at the same time that I kind of fell more and more in love with Rush and that entire like type of vibe that they give
what do they
off.
call, like, proto rock or something like that?
I I'm not sure. I mean, I know people always list them as prog rock, which makes sense, but they probably have other, like, people probably call them, like, I don't know. People make up labels all the time. There's probably like sci-fi rock or space rock or whatever random stuff people call it. But yeah, no, Rush is, I could listen to Rush all day, and they have so many fucking albums. And they all feel like they've kept their sound for most of their career, but like their first, like all their albums in the 70s and early 80s were just insanely good. And yeah, I was going through them over the weekend and today a bit too. I was like, how would I put these in order of what I think are the best versus the worst one? Not worst, but like like 1 to 20 or whatever it is. I couldn't do it because every time I got to another album, I'd be like, oh, but this fucking song's on here, so now this has to go up here. And it just became a forever shuffle of a list, and I just gave up. I was like, I can't do this. But yeah, I love Rush. If Dom, if you've never listened to Rush, I highly suggest listening to Rush.
Okay.
Moving Pictures, yes, Moving Pictures is a great album. Fly By Night is a great album. 2112 is, like I said, one of my favorite albums. It's the only actual vinyl of theirs that I currently own. Hope to get more, but also I don't have a turntable, so it'd be stupid for me to buy more vinyl. But yeah, yeah, those are the two of my total three. Over to you, underscore.
Well, honestly, what I was going to say about Rush real quick is I didn't appreciate them when I was younger. It's like the songs were very like space, I think, is a good way to describe it for Dom.
Yeah.
The songs were very different. Their arrangements are different. You're expecting at least like, so if, the only song I knew was Tom Sawyer, and Tom Sawyer was, and John can correct me, but Tom Sawyer was probably the only like single kind of song that would be open to somebody like me who's casually listening to it, but it's also very spacey. It's also very, like, the arrangements are very different. So if you're used to verse, chorus, verse, you're not going to really get that even with a song like Tom Sawyer, which has all of these like little arrangements that I would never have, I'm not a musician. I don't know how to phrase it, but it's one of those things where you will hear it and it's going to be different, but in a good way. And then after that, I started appreciating what they did more. Years and years have gone by and I started actually listening to them. But at one time they were kind of put in this category that John was talking about with Iron Maiden and stuff, where they're more theatrical music.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it at the time. Like I'm not an Iron Maiden guy at all, but there's a certain kind of music where it's very operatic. It's very like big showy, very arena style, not my style. And then years later, I'm like, oh, these guys are great. To put a cap on that, South Park, when they did their live music shows, that they
I
were a
cannot
special
wait to
guest.
see that live.
Yeah, right. They were a special guest. I forget, was it Matt Stone, who was a major
Yeah.
fan of theirs, and they introduced like the whole live event. That's how
Yeah.
good they are. The fucking South Park guys are
They
like,
actually have their own convention in Canada. There
they
is
really?
a Rush Con. It's
Oh,
the only
shit.
band I know that has their own convention.
No way. That's
Yeah.
dope.
One of the big things about it, though, is like, I mean, you listen to plenty of metal bands and other rock bands, and so you've seen, pretty standard drum kits and things like that.
Yes.
Metal bands. But I'm going to share my screen and show you their drummer's kit.
Oh, yes. You got to see this, Dom.
Okay.
That's their drummers. I'm sharing screen and
Jesus.
Right?
yeah, full 360 degree drum kit, and the fills and all of that stuff are insane. That is one
Wow.
thing I am actually concerned about is who are they going to find to fill the Neil Peart void? I'm sure they have a good drummer, but I feel like he won't be able to keep up with that insanity.
Right. Where do you even begin to practice something like that?
Yeah, it's nuts. I have a drum kit in the shed and I just don't have the space to set it up, but like that's why I want to play drums. Neil Peart is why I want to play drums.
I guess it's me.
Mm-hmm.
So my choice is going to sound like I'm trolling, but stick with me. Summer of 99, I'm in high school. I'm a sophomore. And until I discovered Metallica that year, my main CDs consisted of the Goo Goo Dolls, TLC, and if I wanted to get out some aggression, Matchbox 20. We're talking the softest bands on the planet. I hadn't started frosting my tips yet, but I did wear many Old Navy brand tech vests that came in a variety of Skittle style colors. And it was, at the time in high school, you're looking back in an era where you're trying to find yourself, right? So John mentioned Green Day a few years before, not even a few, like 2 years before I was in middle school. I was
What
really
about
into
Smash
Nirvana.
Mouth? What about Smash
dude.
Mouth?
Obviously, I had it.
Summer of '99.
I bought Smash Mouth. We talked about Walking on the Sun. So
Yeah.
I was really into Nirvana and Green Day. Then along with all the gangster rap at the time of that middle school period, when I got to high school, I considered it to be old. Like, it's weird. Looking back on it, obviously Nirvana and Green Day are higher quality music, right, than fucking Matchbox 20. But at the time, it was enough time where I'm like, oh, that's old music. I'm in high school. I'm going to find myself. I'm at my most hormonal and vulnerable. So I stopped listening to them. I'm going to try to find something that's going to speak to me forever. Something like Incubus, which I've never listened to since. But those are all on the list, right?
Incubus.
Right. Make Yourself, Drive, played a lot in my car. I'm just going to say that. I preface this because I used to hang out with two groups of friends. One was a group of people I had hung out since middle school, guys that eventually became third stringers on the Ignacio Valley Warriors football team. And eventually they proved the world wrong by selling appliances and going to prison. The other was a group that I knew from elementary school, mostly other terrified Asian kids that I lost touch with and suddenly found them again in high school, way less scared, but way more horny. There was drama between the first group of friends, naturally over girls, as there always is. And I got kicked out of that group the same way like you would kick out somebody from the NWO. And I started hanging out with the Asian club way more often because I couldn't hang out with my first group of friends. It makes sense when you're in high school, you look back on it and the drama is stupid, but at the time it was devastating, right? In that Asian group was a buff Chinese guy named Brian. Brian and I, same height, but standing side by side, we looked like the number 10. I was skinny and I was gawky, and he was this little buff guy, but the kind of wide, like an LJN wrestling action figure with like less articulation, but just like a big circle of just pure plastic muscle. And Brian had a good heart. And when he realized he was hanging out with me more than he used to, he asked me what was going on, gave him the whole thing about how I got this falling out, NWO analogy, blah, blah, blah. So Brian, out of the goodness of his heart, decided to bring me to a party that Saturday night. When he picked me up, I'd never been to a party before. So I wore a polo shirt that I tucked into my jeans. And Bryant had a white tank top, those flared baggy pants, and he wore dark sunglasses, which he was going to drive with them on at night. He looked like a moron, but he was a cool moron. And in his car, reeking of cool water and cigarettes.
Oh, God.
This is only a band that I've seen have 8 million lives called Limp Bizkit. And the first song he played me was Nookie. He didn't know what the name of the fucking song was called. So he kept calling it Like a Chump. So I thought the name of the song for most of that time was called Like a Chump. I swear to God, I bought that album. And if you know the song, it's basically a heartbreak song, which Durst years later was like, oh, it's really a tragedy. It's dumb, goofy rap rock bullshit. But
Yeah.
it was different. It was so different than what I was listening to at the time. Not as hardcore as Creative as Smash Mouth. I'll give Nickell credit. But it was definitely mindless screaming, and I needed that back then.
Yeah.
I tell you all this because Bryant never stopped listening to him. So every time we hung out, it didn't matter. It didn't matter the era. It didn't fucking matter. We're talking, you know, cruising around. He's wearing his sunglasses at night. He's playing Rolling. You know what I mean? Like it's all like mindless bullshit, and I am loving it. But I'm also loving the company, right? We were talking Chocolate Starfish. We're going into whatever the album that had Eat You Alive, Gold Cobra. Great guy. So Bryant never changed. His hair was falling out. Decided never to shave it. He would still try to spike it, but he didn't have enough spikes to spike. So he had like a Homer Simpson style haircut where it was just like 3 or 4 little prongs at the top of his head, like little thumbtacks. Still the coolest guy alive.
Amazing.
Bryant had also a heart condition that he told us about, but because he had a heart condition, we didn't really talk about it a lot because he was our buddy and he just seemed to do whatever he wanted. And he actually tricked a girl into making out with him because he had his wisdom teeth taken out. So he showed up to school one day, his cheeks puffy as shit. And then he convinced this chick that we knew that he'd just come out of the hospital for some like heart-related issue. And we were looking at him like, motherfucker, you came back from the dentist. But that's how slick he was. Muscles and being handsome will give you some good shit sometimes. Years and years go by. Heart gets worse. And at some point in time, he is supposed to get a heart transplant. So we're thinking he's going to get one. Going to listen to Limp Bizkit until the sun comes down. Does not get one. He's with his girlfriend and he collapses. So we don't know any of this. Girlfriend and their friend try to give him CPR and he dies. I don't know any of this, right? So I am, and this is where serendipity comes into play. I am listening to Nookie in my fucking car as I'm driving around. And I am basically just oblivious to the world. I get a phone call from one of our mutual friends. Hey, Mike, Bryant's dead. And I go, I believe you because there's something where the universe just kind of taps you on the shoulder. And that was it. So, miss him to death. Again, lots of great stories. But one of the ones, because of the Limp Bizkit thing, I have never stopped listening to them, and they fucking are terrible. And I will still try to listen to it because he would listen to it. And then every now and again, I will listen to a song. I'll be riding on the bridge late at night, either coming home or going to work, and I'll throw my sunglasses on because it reminds me of a time when the coolest guy I knew was his band. That spoke to him. Did not speak to me. Limp Bizkit blows. But they blow in a way where you look back on it now and people who weren't part of that era, Dom's age basically, will listen to it like it's quaint. Like one of my close friends went to a concert of theirs and she knows nothing about them. And she's like, you should, oh my God, Mike, I listened to Limp Bizkit. They were great. They were hilarious. And I'm like, you don't remember, you weren't there for when we were there.
Hilarious?
Yeah. You weren't there when we were there. That shit was serious. Like he was.
Well, have you seen Fred Durst lately?
He invents himself more than any other artist I've ever seen. Visually, music-wise, they're still the same. They're still frat bro rock. But visually, and it's like he's in on the joke now, which makes me like him more, which makes me hate myself. But the fact that he's aware is kind of great.
I wanted to catch you before you started your story, your next
Oh.
story, I wanted to say something about the Nookie.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember driving with one of my best friends at the time, like senior in high school. We cruised around a lot listening to like Queen and Cake, and I was smoking clove cigarettes. But there was one time he was sorting through my CDs. Remember?
Yeah.
Way back in the day when everybody had big ol'
The reams of them.
big ol' albums of CDs, right? Like 64, 128 CDs, right? He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play something." This was like senior year, so like I haven't listened to some of those CDs in a long time. But he was like, "I gotta listen to this." And it had been years since I'd listened to it, but he did throw on pom 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 pom. You gotta do it all for the
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
and we had a car dance party because it was like, oh God, I can't believe you threw this on. Yeah.
I never got a chance to see them live,
No,
and I'm happy that I didn't
No, you're not.
because one time I went to a concert over at Candlestick, and the concert was Metallica, Korn,
And Limp
Kid
Bizkit.
Rock,
Yeah.
and Power Man
Oh
5000.
no, I was at that one.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
And in line, so at the time I was very much like, oh, Limp Bizkit's mediocre. This lineup, this is what's up. And there was a girl in line, and from back here to right here, a tattoo that said Limp Bizkit.
Oh, you should
And
have
I was just
married
like,
her.
what? I was just like, okay, crazy person. But now I'm old enough to go, no, that checks out given that lineup. That tracks.
That was a good lineup too for the time. Honestly,
It
Summer
really was.
Sanitarium, 2002,
Mhm.
something like that. 2000,
Something like that.
2000,
Yeah, I
right?
was in high school still. Yeah.
So I
2001,
technically
2002.
went to a Limp Bizkit show, but because of who I was with, I didn't see him. So we
It
went to
checked
Summer
out.
Sanitarium like 2003, and he was part of it, and we walked out. So and then we came back. He would never know this. He didn't get. They still have my money. This was fucking stupid. But he walked out because my friend's like, Limp Bizkit sucks. I'm like, oh, okay. So we leave. And we're in a stadium, right? It's not like we don't leave.
Oh, I thought you meant like left the
No,
stadium
we're
and
not.
fucking
We're
walked
not
out.
badasses. So there's, so we wait and then come back and when Metallica comes on. But that show had Linkin Park. Linkin Park I actually really liked. So Linkin Park was pretty fun. I don't remember who else was that, but your show, the first Summer Sanitarium, had a very young System of a Down. That shit was fun.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was amazing because I
They
didn't expect
did.
them to
I
blow up the way
forgot
they
about
did.
that.
Yeah, right? It was incredible. I was there to see Power Man. That's how fucking dumb I am. But yeah, Power Man was great, by the way. But
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, that was
I
amazing.
forgot about System of a Down. I have one that I was gonna save for like my third one, and it's yeah. So there is one very outstanding one for me. That, like I said, the first two were really just like lifelong bands that I loved and bands that I was excited over and got really into, but there wasn't a lot of emotion evoked to me because that's not really like the way I ingested music until very recently. But there is one that is pretty big to me, and it's a Japanese guy. His name is Nobuo Uematsu. He is most famous for being the composer of the mainline Final Fantasy games,
Oh shit.
starting in, I don't know, 89, whenever that was. I mean, I know his career started before that.
Okay, that's valid.
And then and that's just what he's with. Like he's composed, like 30, 40 games just when he was with the Squaresoft development studio. And then his solo career, basically, when he went freelance, is just as impressive. But in this specific case, the soundtracks to the games, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, and Final Fantasy X, are soundtracks that legitimately relax me and bring me peace. 7 and 10 more than 9. I routinely listen to them when I'm working to help me get to sleep, when I'm having chill reading time. There are absolutely times where like when I'm stressed and I listen to it, that feeling of relaxation kind of comes over me like waves when I listen to it, and I will a little bit of tears well up occasionally when I'm actually feeling that sense of calm, and feeling myself coming down. But it really, to me, is like a testament to the talent of people that work in the video games industry. Like, you'll never see them at the Grammys or getting any sort of recognition or on like a global scale, against other composers like your Howard Shore, your Hans Zimmer. But like, to me, like, I would put him on the same level as all of those movie soundtrack greats, even Williams, even Danny Elfman, all of them. Because I mean, think about the fact that he's had a 45-year career of composing original music for globally recognized video games. And I mean, like, probably not to the scale of things like, Avengers, Lord of the Rings, and all of that stuff, but like, it's just amazing the quality and the skill that goes into the compositions. And the soundtracks are all over the place. Like, it's a video game. It's a long video game too. So it's not just like the same 5, 6 songs over and over again. Like, oh, you're in a jaunty nightclub part of town. So now we have to have that type of music. Oh, we're in a jazz cafe. Oh, we're out on the world. Oh, we're doing like, it's a 60-song album with 9 different genres in there, where he had to compose and work with orchestras, rock bands, like all of this stuff back and forth. And it's, yeah, that's probably some of the music that gets me the most with the feels, as it were.
Okay, who's up next? Dom? Yeah, Dom?
Do you guys know that song When You Were Young by The Killers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can never listen to that song again because my first girlfriend and I would play that on Guitar Hero.
Huh.
And we loved that song, listened to it, and then
Hella
2 years later we
stupid.
broke up.
Hella stupid.
I can't listen to it
That's
anymore.
hella stupid.
It's
You
like
march
it's
back
tainted.
in there and you listen to that song, sir.
That's hella stupid that you got
You're married
feelings
now.
about
Like,
that.
you don't need to.
Well, it's just, the relationship is attached to the song. So
Sure.
it's like, sorry,
Yeah.
I can't listen to it. Brings back too many memories that I choose not to remember.
Then this was a early girlfriend, or like, were you in high school?
First official girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
in high
that
school.
makes sense. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
Because first of anything, it's gonna have some kind of impact.
I
on
mean,
you.
can you still play Guitar Hero though?
That would be the real sadness.
Do you have Guitar Hero? Because that's
Not
expensive
anymore.
now. Oh,
No,
Nah.
he had to get rid of it because the feelings were too much.
Dude,
What about
so
Rock
strong.
Band?
No, I don't have any of the stuff anymore.
Oh,
Not
shit.
anymore. He used to, but he doesn't anymore because the feelings were too much.
The feeling
Right.
just existed in that little plastic guitar, so you just smashed it.
Yeah, when they make a biopic of me, I'll tell them, yeah. And then there was that time I smashed all of my Guitar Hero stuff after breaking up with my first girlfriend. about That'll be in the movie.
I mean, threw a mini fridge through the window.
That's right. And then you got to stare yourself in the mirror because you have to hammer home what you're going through.
Right. I'm
And
mentally
it was
damaged.
all the fault of the band The Killers.
Right.
I sung drunk karaoke with you with what is it when you were
that'd be
young
fun.
with Mr. Bortman and another friend of ours. So my memory of it is way better than yours. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I might be confused. Is there sober karaoke?
No, this is true. This
Is that a
true.
thing people do?
'Cause the moment you said, "Hey, when you were young," I'm like, "Hey, I like that song. I sang drunk karaoke with that song." And you're like, "No, that was my first girlfriend." I'm like, "Oh, still kind of like it." But my apologies, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Well, Weird Al, I think, got me through a lot of boring times and taught me a lot of humor. Okay. Then there was this one. There was this one time I was the dopest I've ever been. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Okay. Do you guys know that band?
I do not.
Yes, I do. I went to one of their concerts.
Yeah.
No way. Shit. Huh.
I
Used to be like a regular holiday thing for me. Sorry.
I took my wife. I took my wife to when we were first dating. That was like one of the first big concerts I took her to. And the tickets I bought, when I looked at them, I was like, these are lame ass tickets. And I was like, let's take a stroll around the arena. This was at San Jose. This was at the Shark Tank. Anyway, I was like, let's walk around. Okay. And I found roped off seats, and I was like, come on, let's sneak into these ones.
Nice.
Nobody was there. It was like second level, front and center. And they were dope seats, except I realized after the fact they were probably empty because the lasers were shining right in our eyes.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's just delivering the rock directly into your brain.
They weren't VIP, they were cautionary.
However, still to this day, my wife says that was the coolest thing I've ever seen you do.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, A, I like their music, but B, that was the coolest thing I've ever done in my life.
Very nice.
What's a song I would know? I know the name of the band. I don't know.
They do like Christmas covers.
Oh, get out of here! Really?
So yeah. They're Christmas covers. So like they do like rock covers of like the Nutcracker songs, and I mean not just
Cake?
what?
Are they like Cake where they have like horns and stuff, or is it more rock?
It's orchestra and rock. So it's like electric guitars and orchestra.
Interesting.
One thing that's really cool about them is they don't do it in every individual city because that's a lot to coordinate and hard to practice, but they will grab like a local or a couple local violinists to join them on like a couple legs.
Yeah, no, because I mean, if you look at their tour schedule, they're like, "Oh, we're in Iowa today, and we're going to be in Sacramento tomorrow," and it's like,
Well,
no,
I
that's
don't-
not plausible.
I don't know if there still is, but at one point there was two Trans-Siberian Orchestras. There was Trans-Siberian Orchestra East and West.
Really?
and one was the U.S., South
They
America, Canada,
Gallaghered
all
their
that stuff.
band.
They Gallaghered their band, and because people loved what, so they had an
But-
entire European and Asia different group doing.
But
touring.
don't get distracted by the tourist schedule. The
Huh.
music, again,
True.
like I'll say about Cake, is like if you like the music, you're gonna fucking love the band.
And the show, just the show in general is
God
insane.
damn, I mean, like Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Rammstein. I've seen them both live, and they're equally as good.
Interesting.
Like I
like
saw,
when they come around next year, Mike, take your kids to it.
Really?
I
it's
feel like your kids will be super
I don't know. They
into
don't
it.
really know German. Oh,
You don't-
No,
it's
not
not even-
Rammstein.
it's not even-
No,
Jesus Christ!
do
Mike.
not take your kids to Rammstein.
Yeah.
For the love of God. No. There are
I mean, I've seen clips of
penises.
their shows, but I'm
There
not-
are penises
No.
shooting things
True.
like foam across the.
But yeah,
What's
the
that?
people-
It's a
What?
rocket.
What?
It's a
Yeah.
rocket ship, Brooklyn. It's a rocket ship.
Do not,
Like, I get
for
it,
the
but, like,
love
what-
of God,
what
do
about
not
what
take
about-
your kid. No, for sure. If you're thinking about taking your kids to see the Nutcracker Ballet, instead take them to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I've never heard a single song. I know the name. I didn't even know that's what they did. That's
No,
amazing.
you know it. You know it. I promise you,
Okay.
you do.
Okay. Cool.
I mean,
Look
just
them up.
look.
Look them up right now.
Look at this one. Look at this. Oh, I'm going to send you. Look at this one picture. Oh, look at this one picture. This just one picture from their stage show is all you need to set the tone.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
That,
kids
and
will love
that's why they had this frontal section cordoned off that we snuck into, because
Mhm.
those
got that shot
lasers
in your face?
were shooting right into
Yep.
our eyes.
Yep.
yep.
That was the
just
one thing I
Fuck your
remembered from
wife
that.
And you got
Yep.
shot in the face with more lasers than Star Wars.
And they have the like platforms lifting. Usually there's one like way further out in the middle that lifts
violinist
up
looks
and
like
stuff.
he's got a sniper rifle.
He is. He's sniping violin solos straight into your brain.
it's a-
It is
It's a violin.
it is quite possibly the best show you'll ever see. Anyway, we all have feelings about music, right? And I don't think I would trust anybody who didn't have any deep feelings about music at any time. So, yeah, you know what? Let's just leave it at this. Music touches you guys in all the ways. And if you don't want to be touched by music, then don't listen to Cake. And there I'm done.
Thank you for listening to The Time Pals. Please like and subscribe. The Time Pals are the geek cornerstone of the Mayday Media Network. Check out all of the Mayday Media podcasts at maydaymedianetwork.com